4 things to know about your life purpose. Hi, this is Philip Montrose. My wife and partner Jane and I, we help people step up and tap into the heart of success with holistic coaching and healing. And today I want to share with you something which is really very important. You may already realize your life purpose. What are you here to do? That existential, timeless question. And the answers are really right inside of you, embodied in your being. And I want to explore that and some of the misconceptions. Now, there's been a big breakthrough in recent years. People used to think that you only develop until you are an adult. Your body grows up, and that's obvious, the external physical changes. But when science discovered the brain keeps developing and developing new cells and new connections, neurogenesis it's called, it doesn't stop at adulthood. That was a big breakthrough. And similarly, we not only get to a certain point of development as an adult and we physically grow up and things mature, we can actually keep growing, and this is optional, if we mature in our consciousness, in our being, in our awareness, in our perspective. And that leads you to your life purpose. Now, this is rather new knowledge, new understandings relative to the mainstream, and yet it is very important. And if you're watching this, you probably realize that for what you're here to do, your well-being and your contribution. So 4 things to know, to keep in mind about your life purpose. So the first thing to know about creating, living, realizing your life purpose is you must first take care of your survival needs, your sense of security. Get your head above water. If you can't pay the bills, if you don't belong, if your life is in jeopardy, it's very hard to think of going further and making a contribution beyond yourself when you're just trying to get by. An interesting study done out of Hope College in Michigan had people focus on things that are difficult in their lives. And if they're aware of this and focusing on difficulties as an opportunity to grow and learn, people actually felt good, felt enlivened, and physically that elevated their heart rate and blood pressure. Instead of having a threat response, they would use this challenge to become better and to grow. And so the lesson here about taking care of your lower survival needs to get to those higher needs where life purpose and self-actualization occur is take care of yourself. And in the process, keep learning and growing. Number 2 thing to know about your life purpose is use your gifts, talents, and interests. Now, this is where things are built into right into you for your spiritual journey. It's right in front of you. The things that you're good at, the things that are your gifts, your talents, your skills, those are things that are really calling you to use more and to develop your strengths and to help yourself and others in the process. So this will take you to a better place by using that. It's really rather natural. It's hiding in plain sight, so you can have larger than self goals. And these may be in one of 4 areas. You may be serving with individuals one-on-one, serving groups. Your purpose may be more involved with groups. Maybe it's more in a societal change, changing structure of society, or more of a changing humanity. And really, Jane and myself, it's more about changing humanity and consciousness, although we do one-on-one sessions and a lot of group teaching too. So the third life purpose thing to know is you don't have to be perfect. It should be a relief. Many people, especially holistic coaches, practitioners, want to get it just right, know exactly what they're here to do, have it all planned out before they do anything. And if you do that, you won't do anything. You won't start because you can't be perfect. You can't know it all. And as soon as you start somewhere, it will change and shift and evolve as you do, which is part of your life purpose, and your growing dynamic inner self and your values continue to change and shift as you reinvent yourself. So you don't have to be perfect. You can't get it all right anyway. sometimes people are afraid to have a niche or a specialty because if they concentrate on one area, they think they'll miss out on people. You can't be everything to everyone. You have to do what you're here to do, and that can change and evolve. So don't worry about being perfect. Breathe, relax, go one step at a time. You can do it. Fourth thing to know about living your life purpose is to look at life from the end of it. Considering yourself at the end of your life, what do you want to have done? What do you want to have accomplished? The idea is not to be so risk averse that you end up not living life. Life is to be lived, not avoided. And people regret not taking opportunities presented to themselves. And they maybe you only have one chance to do it, and it's time to jump in and learn, and you may fall and have to get up. And that's something to remember, to keep in mind. Hey, if this is my last week, my last month, my last year, what do I want to have accomplished? Or a few years, and at some point you will be at that place. So some final thoughts are of the four things to consider, to know about your life purpose is establish your survival basic needs of security, safety, belonging. Realize you can go much further than that and even learn from that. When you have stressful, traumatic situations, you can grow from that as well. Use your gifts. Use your interests and talents. It's built into the spiritual journey. It's right there in front of you. You might as well use it, and that's what you're actually best at and most enjoy. And third, you don't have to be perfect. You can't be perfect. That's impossible anyways. Remember that. Don't let that get lost in your tracks, the deer in the headlight, because everything has to be just right and you end up nowhere, paralyzed. So you don't have to be perfect. One step at a time, and look at life from the end of it. What do you want to have accomplished? That can be motivational and inspirational. Live your life fully, on purpose. Go deeper, broader, step by step, and it becomes a work of art, your life, which takes a full lifetime to live.